Here's a reality check that's going to ruffle some feathers. If you're complaining about wrestlers dominating in mixed martial arts, you might be watching the wrong sport entirely. That's the blunt message former UFC flyweight champion Demetrious Johnson delivered to frustrated fans during his live YouTube commentary of UFC 319. And honestly, his words are sparking heated debates across the MMA community right now. But here's where it gets controversial. While streaming his real-time reactions to Saturday night's championship bout, Mighty Mouse witnessed Khamzat Chimaev systematically dismantle Dricus du Plessis through relentless grappling control, securing a dominant unanimous decision victory to claim the middleweight crown. The performance lasted a full 25 minutes of ground-heavy action, with Chimaev controlling nearly every exchange while inflicting minimal visible damage. Johnson's chat exploded with viewer complaints about the boring wrestling-centric approach. That's when the former pound-for-pound king dropped some harsh truth bombs. Listen, if watching grappling, wrestling, and jiu-jitsu isn't your cup of tea, then honestly, the UFC probably isn't for you, Johnson explained to his audience with characteristic directness. There are plenty of alternatives out there. One Championship offers incredible striking battles. Lion Fighting showcases pure stand-up action. Glory delivers world-class kickboxing. And Muay Thai promotions provide non-stop striking entertainment. The solution to your problem literally that simple. Johnson then demonstrated his point with some brutal honesty that's got people talking. Here's the thing. When you see Khamzat's name on a fight card and you already know his grappling-heavy style bothers you, there's this magical little device on your remote control. It's called the power button. Press it, and voila! No more wrestling to complain about. You're creating drama over something that has the easiest fix in the world. And this is the part most people miss. While Johnson understood fans' frustrations with the lack of explosive action, he was simultaneously critical of Chimaev's execution during the live broadcast. The legendary fighter pointed out that the new champion missed several opportunities to advance into more devastating positions, failing to capitalize on chances for significant ground strikes or submission attempts. However, the former champion unleashed sharp criticism toward referee Mark Goddard's decision to reset the fighters to standing positions multiple times throughout the bout. Johnson didn't mince words about what he considered questionable officiating. That stand-up call was complete garbage, Johnson stated emphatically during his live analysis. The referee essentially gifted du Plessis multiple escape routes from terrible positions. In a championship fight, that's absolutely unacceptable. This is combat sports. It's du Plessis' responsibility to improve his position and create opportunities to fight back. When the referee artificially resets advantageous positions that Chimaev earned through superior technique, that's not fair officiating. Johnson continued his critique. What Goddard did was essentially tell Chimaev, sorry, you're too good at this aspect of fighting, so we're going to take away your earned advantages. That's not how championship-level mixed martial arts should be refereed. The better grappler was being penalized for his skill set. Regardless of entertainment value debates, one thing became crystal clear. Chimaev now represents an incredibly complex puzzle that middleweight contenders must solve. The undefeated Chechen-Swedish fighter has established himself as the division's new king, and potential challengers are already lining up. Rainier de Ritter, Anthony Hernandez, Caio Borralho, and Nassourdine Imavov are all positioning themselves as potential first title defense opponents. Interestingly, Chimaev has expressed no particular preference for his inaugural championship defense, leaving the matchmaking entirely in the promotion's hands. Johnson's prediction for future challengers comes with a stark warning that's sure to make contenders nervous. I genuinely expected Chimaev to finish du Plessis once the fight hit the ground, Johnson analyzed. Simultaneously, I thought du Plessis would demonstrate better takedown defense, but he was completely outclassed in that department. That single factor determined the entire fight's outcome. The former champion's forecast for upcoming challengers is brutally honest. Looking ahead, whether it's Imavov, Baralho, or whoever emerges victorious from the September 6th eliminator bout, they need to face a harsh reality. If they don't arrive with elite-level wrestling defense or an aggressive submission game, think leg attacks, elevation techniques, constant offensive grappling, they're heading towards certain defeat. I'm completely confident making that prediction. Johnson elaborated on Chimaev's systematic approach. His game plan is methodical and predictable, yet incredibly effective. He'll show a few strikes to set up distance, then shoot for the takedown. Strike, strike, shoot. 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 Oh, but I'm a big fan of Chimaev. I can't beat his boxing coordination plays. Strike, shoot. It's a simple pattern, but if opponents can't defend the wrestling or counterattack from the ground, they'll experience exactly what happened to Du Plessis. Top-breaking stories that have everyone talking. Absolutely not happening. Dana White crushes any dreams of Jon Jones competing at the proposed UFC White House event, calling the chances literally 1,000,000,000. The president's interest in hosting UFC events has created wild speculation. But don't hold your breath for Bones participating. Rising star alert. Lerone Murphy's spectacular spinning elbow knockout of Aaron Pico at UFC 319 has caught featherweight champion Alexander Volkanovski's attention. Murphy's performance was so impressive that title shot conversations started immediately after his victory. Deja vu moment in an incredible coincidence. Carlos Prates delivered an almost identical spinning back elbow knockout to Jeff Neal just one fight before Murphy's highlight reel finish. Two identical knockouts on the same card? The MMA gods were definitely having fun. 2 of 33 champion crowned. Joseph Morales captured the Ultimate Fighter 33 finale with a submission victory over Alagi Adiris, adding another magical chapter to the reality show's legacy. Essential viewing content. MMA Fighting's Mike Heck and Alexander K. Lee break down potential first defense opponents for Chimaev in their latest On to the Next One analysis. Complete UFC 1319 post-fight coverage includes detailed breakdowns and behind-the-scenes insights. Exclusive post-fight interview sessions with all the key players from Saturday night's event. Social media buzz that's got everyone talking. Fans are still processing some of the wild quotes from Fight Night. Fighters are already announcing their return plans for upcoming events. Heartwarming moments from the octagon continue circulating online. Post-fight celebration content shows the human side of these elite athletes. Speculation about future championship pairings is reaching fever pitch. Premier League weekend provided the perfect backdrop for some creative victory celebrations. Final analysis that might surprise you. Most predictions centered around either a quick Chimaev finish or a late Du Plessis comeback. But we witnessed something completely different. A methodical, grinding performance that defied conventional wisdom. While many viewers will never rewatch this fight in its entirety, there's something genuinely mesmerizing about witnessing technical dominance at the highest level. Chimaev exceeded expectations by claiming championship gold through pure, systematic control rather than explosive finishing ability. That's precisely how this story should be remembered. Now it's time for the new champion to return to what made him famous. Absolute domination. Controversial question for discussion. Here's what I want to know, and this might spark some heated debates in the comments. Is Demetrious Johnson completely right about fans needing to accept wrestling-heavy fights as legitimate entertainment? Or does the UFC have a responsibility to ensure more action-packed performances for paying customers? Should referees intervene more frequently when fights become overly controlled with minimal damage? Or is that compromising the pure essence of mixed martial arts competition? What's your take? Are wrestling-dominant performances legitimate championship-level displays? Or do they represent everything wrong with modern MMA entertainment value? Drop your honest thoughts below, because this conversation is far from over.